stand up for recognition, Your Excellency. We have our very and beloved Honorable Minister, Bright Ruamirama, who is leading us very well. You can clap for Minister because the development in Isinjiro, that Minister have a hand. Allow me now take this opportunity introduce our also beloved RDC, the Resident District Commissioner. Thank you for sending us such wonderful lady who is a very hard-working person in the district, Your Excellency. Allow me also introduce you my technical team headed by Chief Administrative Officer, who is Asimwe Arsor, and the heads of department. All heads of department, you can stand up for recognition so that Your Excellencies can be able, can see you. Allow me take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to also invite the District Executive Committee. The District Executive Committee, you can stand up for recognition. As you are aware, Your Excellency, that you are promoting gender by selecting the Prime Minister and even appointing the Vice President as a lady. I also copied you and did the same. Those are the people that are driving with me the district. You can sit down. Also, the district councillors present, you can stand up for recognition. The district councillors present. You can help me clap for those people because they are leaders, and if you don't clap for them, they think that you have not seen them. Allow me also introduce the chairman LC3 of this area and his leadership, his worship the mayor. You can also stand up for recognition. Your Excellency, we have religious leaders with us here. I request all the religious leaders to stand up for recognition. I don't want to mention their names, but there are very many. Your Excellency, we have the Nkazurwanaho, the Fornasa members. They are also here, who were in struggle with you before 1986. They are also here, headed by none other than Afande Tofa Agava, one of the 27 people. He's also here with us. Your Excellency, we have other people that come from Isinjiro district. We have the elders and the presidential advisor. You can also stand up for recognition. I want to thank you, Excellency, for giving us chance of seeing Isinjiro as your choice and giving all those people good positions. I want to request Honorable Minister, in Ebanyankore we had a say that whenever you meet a king, you must give your requests. So, Your Excellency, since you are here, and I want to make my requests brief. One of them, Your Excellency, Isinjiro district, it is one of the biggest districts in Uganda, and we request if you can give us another set of road equipment so that it can work on our roads, because we have so many roads around. And if you can just look around, you know you have a lot of powers. Here we call you Jesus. So use those powers you have, and you instruct either Minister of Works or you instruct anybody to give us that road equipment, and that road equipment will help us. Because what we have, we received it in 2018, and it is very, very, very old. The second one, Your Excellency, you know, we want upgrading of Kabingo, Ntanta Mucharakai, and Chikagate Kafunjo Road, making 150 kilometers. And you know, Isinjiro district is a productive district. We are farmers. So those roads, if you make them tarmac, we can give you now this time 100%, not 94%, the way how we voted you last time. Yes. You can clap hand for that, because I know our Mzee, as Vazukur, if we give our request, he cannot fail to fulfill our request. The second, I want also to request a national park, industrial park. We want an industrial park. I want to thank you very much for giving us 3 square miles. But if you go ahead and lob for us, we get an investor, it will also help the district as well in as far as the production and the job creation is concerned. Lastly, as Isinjiro district, we don't have a district hospital, Your Excellency. And you know, Isinjiro district, we host so many refugees. Almost 16 countries are here. And I want to thank you very much for giving us that chance and peace. Because the refugees are staying with us. There is nobody who is complaining, but under your guidance. So, Your Excellency, if you can give us a district hospital to help these people to get to access health services, it can help your district as well. Finally, I want to thank you, Your Excellency, Mama Samia, for coming to Isinjiro Feel at Home. We have been staying with your people. Me, I stay with them daily, and we don't have any complaint about it, because if we get some issues, we resolve those issues as brothers and sisters. There is no difference between here and there. So, Your Excellency, I wish you a nice stay in Isinjiro and you enjoy honey and milk. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Mama.
Will you come here to ask for votes? You didn't introduce Chairman LOC1 of Chikagate. Are you here? Thank you for welcoming us. Just wave to the President. Chairman, please forgive me, but we recognize you. Your Excellency, I came with my Minister of State for Energy, Honorable Sidronius Okasai Opolot. He helps me a lot. He's accompanied by the Permanent Secretary, your daughter, Engineer Vateve, and also Joan. Joan is a member of the board of the Electricity Regulatory Authority. He has heard the request. Joan Raviomere, she has heard the request to increase the generation capacity up to 16 megawatts. And we are working on it. We have to make sure that we are prepared for off-taking so that we don't destabilize the system. Your 2 ambassadors are here, Your Excellency. The one you donated to Tanzania and the one that Mama Sihulu donated to Uganda. We enjoy them. But my brother, Honorable Makamba January, with whom we've been working, and I want to thank him very well, is also here. You are most welcome. I am not going to go further with the introductions, but just to say that we appreciate Your Excellency's guidance that you've been giving us regarding power generation, regarding power transmission, distribution, regarding supply of power. I also want to express gratitude to Her Excellency for the continued guidance. I remember when His Excellency visited Tanzania, the issue of Chikagate came out, and you sanctioned us, and we promised that you are going to move ahead. And the challenges that they were there regarding the sharing of the power, how much is Tanzania taking, despite the fact that everything was in the agreements that they've been enumerated by the speakers, we still had that challenge. But your guidance helped us. And that's why we are here, and that's why you've been able to commission this power plant. Thank you so much for that guidance. Your Excellency, we've continued to prepare the country. This plant you've commissioned is just 14 megawatts, but it is very critical. But you have a bigger plants, Karuma of 600 megawatts. And I want to use this opportunity to say that we have started slowly to commission unit by unit of Karuma hydropower plant. 600 megawatts. There are 6 units. Each one is supposed to generate 100 megawatts. So far, 2 units, unit 1 and 4, have been synchronized. And we are moving ahead to make sure that we slowly synchronize so that we don't want to destabilize the stability of the grid. We have plans for bigger hydropower plants, 840 megawatts, Ayago, 400 are young, 390-something megawatts from Kiba. We have to continue with those plans because you've seen how long it takes to plan from an intergovernmental agreement to power purchase agreements to power sharing and sales agreements. To all that takes time. A plant like this has taken like 6 to 8 years. So we have to plan early because we know that it takes quite a long time to generate power. We also have plans to continue with our Nshonjezi hydropower plant, which is expected to generate 39 megawatts. I've been informed that the MOU between the 3 countries, Tanzania, Uganda, and Rwanda, has been done, the MOU, and this is being fast-tracked under the East African community. Your Excellency, it is important to note that we are working on producing affordable power. The power you have commissioned from here will be sold at 8.5 US cents per kilowatt hour. We've come from a long way, and hydropower is supposed to be cheap. So we shall work towards reducing the units. But this requires investing government money in generation, in transmission. The more you borrow money expensively, the more you will see expensive power. So governments have to plan to put power in energy infrastructure if we are to see real affordable power and reliable power supplied to our people. Chikagati power will be sold at 8.5 US cents per kilowatt hour. But we have solar. Somebody mentioned about our energy mix which has solar. Solar is still expensive, but you instructed us, Your Excellency, not to accept a tariff which goes beyond 6 US cents per kilowatt hour of solar. So we've been guiding our developers who have been coming here to request. Your Excellency, allow me to thank the developer. We've been told that the commitment that they made to construct health centers, maternity centers, the schools, the water tanks, 10,000 liter 2 water tanks to Morongo Health Center have been done. I must say that I have not visited, but I want to believe that they are done. But let me use this opportunity to request my colleagues, the local leaders, the RDCs, LC5 chairperson, and the MPs to visit these facilities and cross-check. Visit them and cross-check. And I also want to call upon you, the local people, to guard against vandalism of these infrastructures that have been constructed. We are here to commission, the 2 presidents are here, you are seeing police, security, we are going back. We are leaving these infrastructures in your hands. Please guard against vandalism, because this will again make us not progress very well. So visit them and encourage everybody to be concerned about their safety and security. I know we don't have much time. I just want to end here by sincerely thanking everybody and apologize to the leadership of Isinjiro. We limited the number so much, Your Excellencies, people wanted to gather here and welcome you. But it is us, the organizers, who limited the numbers. So I want to apologize on behalf of the organizers. Now, the second function I talked about, which is very historical as a hydropower, which is cementing the relationship between the two countries, and it's going to be a message sent across to all African presidents that Uganda and Tanzania and East Africa are very committed to working together, and that Pan-Africanism is supposed to be championed. So now the other project which I would like to invite Honorable Chris Variomos, the Minister of ICT, to be the one to talk about is again a directive from you, Your Excellencies, and hakuna mchezo, we are implementing. Honorable Variomos, please come forward and tell us about another infrastructure which we are going to see being commissioned, at least its development will begin after the blessing of the two presidents. This is regarding the fiber infrastructure, Your Excellencies. Honorable Variomos, please come forward. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, Your Excellencies, for honoring this very important function. May God bless you all, for God and my country. I beg your pardon. Since after Honorable Variomos, their Excellencies will be coming here to place a baton, I beg that I invite my colleague, the Minister of Energy from Tanzania, Honorable January Mkamba, to come and greet us so that when Honorable Variomos does his function, their Excellencies will not go back to sit and then listen to another speech. Honorable January, please come and do your speech first, and then Honorable Variomos will give his speech.
Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, my sister Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development of the Republic of Uganda, my colleague ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege for me to stand here before my two leaders and this distinguished audience on this auspicious occasion. A lot has been said about the project and why we're here, so I will not belabor to repeat. But I have three items. One is gratitude, another is congratulations, and the last one is a promise. So we are grateful for Your Excellencies. We are grateful for your leadership, for your visionary leadership. We enjoy peace, tranquility, harmony within our countries and between our countries because of your stewardship of affairs within our countries, but also your stewardship of our relationship. We are grateful for that leadership, and you provide an example beyond East Africa. And we pray for your good health, continued wisdom, and long life. We're here today precisely because of that leadership that you have provided in ensuring that this project is completed successfully. So I want to thank you again and congratulations on this day. This is a result of your guidance and your leadership. Your Excellencies, our country has a number of energy projects that are either being implemented or under preparations. We have the big one, East African Crude Oil Pipeline. We have Tanzania is purchasing power from Uganda. We have Masaka Mwanza transmission line that is being thought about. There is Nsongezi hydro that we are also talking about. We have a gas pipeline from Tanzania to Uganda that we are discussing. We have this project as well that has brought us here today. So you can see we have a number of energy projects that we are planning, we want to do, and we are already doing. And hence come my promise, and on behalf of my sister, that for as long as we occupy these positions that you have entrusted us with, we will push these projects to completion and realize their objectives. We know that they are important to you, and they're important to our countries, and they're important to our people. And I know that, and I appreciate, and we are grateful that you have entrusted us with this critical portfolio, which touches and impacts the lives of our people, development of our nations, and prosperity of our people, and we don't take these tasks lightly. Your Excellencies, there are a number of matters that have been raised today by the project developers. We have been working on them for quite some time now. On taxation issue, there is a joint task force between Uganda Revenue Authority and Tanzania Revenue Authority. Our joint permanent commission directed these authorities to deal with the matter, and we want to promise you that we'll get to the bottom of it so that it's not a challenge to this project, but also in keeping with our common interest as East Africans, but also within our relevant laws, applicable laws of our two countries. On the Ewura permit that was mentioned, that is a very small matter, and we can deal with it even next week. Your Excellency, there is issue of work permits and residence permits. We are in discussion to see how we can effect. As a local, the gentleman who's a leader from here mentioned we are one people, and we know that we are one people. We occupy same hills. So the movement of people in spirit of your leadership under the East African community, it should not be a problem. We will continue to work on it, balancing between the right balance of staffing in the project so that the skewed nature of what exists now is dealt with. This is within our ability to solve it, and we promise you that we will solve it. So I want to end here by, again, reiterating that Dr. Ruth and I are very lucky to be led by leaders who appreciates, recognizes, and understands the importance of power and energy in the development of our nations. My job as Minister for Energy and Ruth's job is very easy when you have leaders who are in themselves insisting on investing, public investment on power. So we want to thank you for making our job easier. The public investments, apart from the private investment power that are happening in countries, demonstrate your commitment to put power and energy at the center of our development. So we want to thank you for that, and with that, I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Another round of applause to my brother, January Mukamba. I would like to introduce our senior veteran in the Ministry of Energy, who is your presidential advisor, Kabagambe Kalisa, all the way from Hoima. He's here with us. I think he was the permanent secretary then when negotiations for Chikagate started. You are most welcome Omugurusi Omunyoroka Bagambe Kalisa. Thank you very much. Honorable, please tell us, and then I will later invite our presidents to talk to us. Quickly, please.
Your Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the Republic of Tanzania, the honorable ministers present, both from Uganda and Tanzania, the members of parliament, permit me in the interest of time to stand on the protocols already observed. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, my name is Chris Baryomonsi. I am the Minister in charge of ICT and National Guidance in the Republic of Uganda, and permit me for the next few minutes to switch you from energy to the digital world. Your Excellencies, Your Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, you gave us a directive as a Minister of ICT in March, a few days ago, instructing us that our technical people through the National IT Authority of Uganda, NITAU, should get in touch with the Tanzania Telecommunications Company Limited, TTCL, to work on an intervention to connect the national backbone infrastructure, the internet fiber, both for the Ugandan side and Tanzanian side, so that we have an integrated infrastructure. And I'm here to give a brief on how far we have gone, and also request you to power that digital infrastructure. Your Excellencies, I stand here and I'm pleased to present this brief on the journey we have so far taken in trying to enhance connectivity, promote economic growth, and foster regional cooperation between our two countries by connecting the digital infrastructure. Uganda and Tanzania share a common border, and we have a long history of friendly relations. And both countries recognize the importance of affordable, reliable, and high-speed internet connectivity in driving socio-economic development and fostering innovation. Your Excellencies and distinguished members present, Uganda has for a long time been relying on a single route to the undersea internet providers. We get our internet through a cable through the Indian Ocean, and we have been using the route through Kenya to Uganda. And therefore, this initiative through Tanzania presents a reliable alternative route that will see significant drop in internet prices, but also provide the much needed business continuity in the event of unforeseen disruption through our eastern route to Mombasa. Your Excellency, following your directive, we have since through NITAU had engagements with our counterparts in Tanzania, particularly the NITAU team, which is here with me, has had engagements with the Tanzania Telecommunications Company Limited and agreed on a memorandum of understanding to be signed by both countries in a bid to ensure affordability and reliability. This memorandum of understanding is being considered by the Attorney General of Uganda side, as well as the Attorney General on the Tanzanian side, and in a few days to come, the MOU shall be ready for signing. Through the engagements, Your Excellencies, NITAU and TTCL have also initiated discussions on the addition of fiber route alongside the oil pipeline, the East African oil pipeline, from Tanga to Tilenga and Kingfisher oil fields. And this will be under the leadership of ECOP and the respective authorities of Uganda and Tanzania. Your Excellencies, today we are here to launch the beginning of the long-term partnership that will complement the existing bilateral projects that will be a win-win for each of our economies, especially our youthful population. And we shall be able to see the promotion of internet-based services like e-governance, business process outsourcing, BPO, e-commerce, e-education, research, financial inclusion, etc., etc. Your Excellency, on our part, this also will help us to boost the revamp of UTL, our national telecom company. Your Excellencies, since that instruction, our technical teams from Tanzania and Uganda have since done the physical connectivity. The two fibers from the Ugandan side and Tanzania side have physically been already connected at the Mutukura border point, and this will allow cross-border exchange of data, Your Excellencies. We are working with our counterparts in Tanzania. I am in touch with the Honorable Nape, the Minister for ICT, Tanzanian side, and working on very many interventions. For instance, we are working on the one network area where we want in the telecom sector that when you are calling from Uganda or Tanzania, the calls should be seamless. For instance, in the budget which we are about to read to the country, we have removed excise duty on the incoming calls from Tanzania. We are also working to address the issue of network overlaps so that we remove the roaming charges, so that if you are in Dar es Salaam or Dodoma or any part of Tanzania and you are calling Uganda, it should be the same as if you are calling within Tanzania, and the same if you are calling from Uganda, Tanzania, it should be seamless, it should be the same, and there should be no additional costs which you incur. So we are working on that, Your Excellencies, so that telecommunication can be seamless and we make it easy for our citizens both in Uganda and Tanzania. So we want to thank you, Your Excellencies, and as ministers of ICT, we request that we continue to prioritize ICT and digital transformation because the world is going digital, and for us to achieve progress in many areas, we need to address the issue of digital transformation and integration of ICT in all these areas. Your Excellencies, we had arranged that you move and power up the digital board here, but in the interest of time, we are being advised that we could do it and then you follow from the digital screens which we have provided that will show you the route, the digital infrastructure connection from Dar es Salaam to Mutukura and Kampala to Mutukura, what this one means once we connect these routes of the digital infrastructure. So we beg that you remain in your seats and then we shall power up the digital map and then you are able to follow on the screen what we are talking about. So thank you very much. May God bless all of you.
Honorable Chris Variomonsi has been powered to power. Okay. As we watch on the screen, some of us,
so that is the Your Excellencies. My name is Colin Babirukamo from NITA. That was the map. We're just playing it again, the East African map, and you can see the journey that TTCL has made tremendously, bringing fiber all the way from Dar es Salaam, Dodoma, Mwanza, all the way from Mutukula, and our side, the short bit from Kampala to Mutukula. And that's the connection we have now. It is physically connected, and as we complete the MOU, we will have the actual internet beginning to flow. So thank you, Your Excellencies. We also plan to have a cable by TTCL, which will be running under Lake Victoria to actually run a shorter route to Port Bell or Bokassa in the Ugandan side to shorten the distance. So apologies, TTCL has committed to phasing that and running an under Lake Victoria cable, which will also supply our islands and underserved communities in Lake Victoria. Thank you again, Your Excellencies.
That is digital world, already done. Thank you so much and congratulations. Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity, Your Excellency, on behalf of the team that has gathered here, to invite Your Excellency to come and address us. And thereafter, you will introduce your guest to us. And I think that will be the end of our function. We shall end with the anthems. You are most welcome, Your Excellency. Please welcome His Excellency, the President.
Your Excellency, hello. Mnanisikia huko? Your Excellency Samia Hassan Suluhu, some people can't pronounce it properly. The honorable ministers who are here, the company people, Barclay Energy, the development partners, Germany Group and all those, and the wananchi of Isingiro and in Uganda and Cherwa in Tanzania. Watu wa Cherwa wamekuja? Nani amekuja hapo? Msimame tuwaone. Karibu karibu. Numanyuru nyambo. Numurugamba. Nkare kare. Cherwa, of course. Yes, this is Singiro. So I want to take this opportunity to invite Her Excellency Samia and thank her for coming all the way from Dodoma to Mwanza to here to be with us. It's a big honor. I don't think we have seen the President of Tanzania here. I don't think so. I think President Mkapa came secretary and opened a bridge here without telling me, I didn't know about it. But this is the first time that a President of Tanzania even Mwalimu, who was from this area, didn't get a chance to come here. After we were planning to come here together, but she got sick and didn't come. So we are very lucky to have Your Excellency here in this part of the world. I will say some other things, but I invite Your Excellency to give us advice on
I thank you, my brother, Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and my dear brother, ministers from governments of Republic of Uganda and United Republic of Tanzania, other government officials, dignitaries from the private sector, development partners, ambassadors, high commissioners, members of diplomatic corps, dear developers, consultancies, and contractors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Kwa Watanzania, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Asante. Your Excellency and my dear brother, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and our gracious host today, it is an honor and pleasure to be here again in this beautiful country, and particularly here in Chikagati. Myself and on behalf of my delegation, wish to express our sincere appreciation for the invitation and, of course, warm reception extended to us today. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, I'm privileged to join you today on the inauguration ceremony of the Chikagati Morongo Hydropower Project, because you could have done it alone with your people. But you said, no, I have to be here. And you called me, I think, last month to give me this date. And so I made sure I won't lose the privilege. Frankly speaking, I applaud your vision in originating this project and seeing to it that it is accomplished. Congratulations and thank you so much. I would also like to thank and congratulate the contractors, developers, and consultancies for the job well done. I've had a chance to visit the project and I saw it. It is really well done. Congratulations and thank you. This project, I'm always happy to note that our historic and fraternal relation continue to improve day by day. And of course, there is a wider room to further make the improvement of our relationship and cooperation, particularly in areas of trade and investment, as well as cultural and social engagement. And so this project is going to immensely contribute to that effect. While our countries continue to record an impressive economic growth, our responsibility as heads of states and government is to direct the investment to such these areas like here where we are, whereby the investment shall catalyze the macroeconomic development of the area, of which are going to foster macroeconomic outcomes. We have to develop such these areas and build the microeconomic development or the base of microeconomic development in such a way that it's going to foster macroeconomic outcomes. So this is exactly what we are doing. And I must say that the power generated here shall improve a lot of things. One, it's going to improve trading and investment in this region. It's going to improve the transport and transportation of people and goods, and so trade activities. It's going to improve social services, clean and safe water, sound health services, better schooling, contemporary teaching modalities are going to be done here because power is here. This power is going to bridge the communication gaps, as has been just said by the minister, that there are going to be connections, and so communication gaps are going to be bridged. between the urban and the rural settings. But the power is going to improve social engagement because people are going to engage now and then, and they have the ability and capability to do so. But the power is going to improve security in our areas. In general, power is power. That's why it's called power, because it's going to reduce the inequality gap between the urban and rural settings. All of them are going to enjoy the same benefits. Your Excellency, I've heard of the challenging issues mentioned here by the developers, and thanks to my minister, have touched on them, but I must add my word of promise that the government, my government, is going to give a due priority on these issues. We are going to work and resolve on them and make our project going smoothly. They have the multi-sectoral concern, and that's why I said my government is going to work on them. Your Excellency, it is now my assurance that the government of the Republic of Tanzania remains committed to strengthening and deepening our brotherly friendship and cooperation. I've heard of the Musongozi Power Project, and I would just want to request you to allow the technical teams from both parties to discuss on the project and come up with a modality of implementing the project. My government is ready for the project because we are now engaging heavily on the power distribution in rural settings, and so sources of power like this are going to be very helpful to our mission. So Tanzania is ready, and I think Uganda is ready too. Finally, Your Excellency, I must once again thank you for this invitation and congratulate you for this accomplishment. And of course, with our responsibilities ahead, I wish you, Your Excellency, and my dear brother, personal good health and prosperity for the people of Uganda. Asante sana. Thank you for listening. Asante sana.
Your Excellency, I want to really welcome you here in this part of the world. You have been to other parts of Uganda, but you had not come here. And no other Tanzanian president had come here, this side. President Mkapa was on the other side alone. He didn't tell me, but he didn't come this side. So you are the first president of Tanzania to come this side. This part of Uganda and Tanzania is where I am born. I was actually born at a place which is less than 40 miles from here, if you follow the road. But if you go direct, it may be about 20 miles. So I have grown up here. I have grazed cows, both in Uganda and in Tanzania. and I have fought at least 3 wars here, in this part of Africa. In fact, it is because we did not coordinate, but just behind that hill, that's where, on the Tanzanian side, that's where I had my base when we were fighting Idi Amin. And there is a school there, there's a school there called Nyamiyaga, where I was camped during I arrived there on the 23rd of December, 1978, and I crossed here at this bridge on the 11th of February, 1979, with Colonel Kesi of the Tanzanian Army, with our battalion, which we were working with, was called Task Force Battalion of 206 Brigade of the Tanzanian Army, and Brigadier Mayunga. Therefore, I'm very happy to receive you here, because this is a part of the world I know very well. So it's now good that we are beginning to utilize the potential of the Kagera River. For us, we call it Kagera, we put a Y, but the Bahaya are louder, they call it Kagera, so we take the Bahaya version. Kagera, Okujera. Okujera means to melt, when something is melting. Sijui wanahitaji kwa Kiswahili, when something is melting. Kuyayuka. Oh, so Kagera means the dissolving into water. So this Chikagate Mrongo, and the name is Chikagate, not Chikagati. Please change that. Because Chikagate refers to some small plants known as Okagate, which were very common here. Murongo, I don't know how the Banyoro, our people of Karagwe, they were our Karagwe Navachi. Abanyambo, the Banyambo. How the Banyambo called it Murongo, because I'll do some research, because Omurongo is is pronounced slightly differently. Omurongo means a platform, like this one is Omurongo. This platform where we walked. So I don't know whether they meant that. I have never done research. So it's good that we are beginning to utilize this potential here. As you hear here, we have got 16 megawatts here, but 11 miles from here, downstream, we have Nshungezi, where we have got another 38 megawatts. So I am glad Her Excellency, you had her promising you that she's going to instruct her people to work with you on Nshungezi also. And also the government of Rwanda, I think, expressed interest. It could be that many of the Banyarwanda refugees who are in Uganda, many of them stayed near there, near that place. So they have some attachment to that site. So I want to thank in front of you the late His Excellency Magufuli and Her Excellency Samia when they came. Because as you hear, those white people were patient with us. They don't say so, they are polite. But they started making the proposal in 2005, you say? Yes, 2005. Mtu anakuja, anakuambia kwamba nataka kujengea bwawa la umeme hapa kwa gharama yangu. Unamzungusha. It's really amazing. Jambo la ajabu. Mtu ataka kujenga bwawa kwa Ulaya, anataka kujenga hapa kwako. Anakuwa kama na kuomba. Badala ya kumshukuru na kumpokea, kumzungusha. Ndio mnaona matatizo ambayo yuko kwenye nchi za Afrika. Unasikia vita huko. Hii yote inatokana na makosa kama haya. Kwa sababu wanapoteza muda wa maendeleo, population inaongezeka, vijana wanataka kazi haipatikani, na tokeo ni vurugu kama unavyosikia huko kote. Mali wapi. Kwa hiyo hao watawala msonge kukaa hapo wanakuomba, unazunguka kwenye kiti namna hii. Hii ni hatari kwa sababu mambo ya hapa umeme utatumiwa na nani? Kama Watanzania wanataka kutumia umeme wote watumie. Let them take all of it. What are you worrying about? They will pay for it. What are you worried about? That there is argument about sharing your power. What are you arguing about? If the Tanzanians want to take all the 16 megawatts, let them take it. And they pay for it. What is the problem exactly? Kwa hiyo kusema mahitaji ya Tanzania yameongezeka sasa. I'm speaking in Swahili. I'm telling them, my friends, the whites, that this argument about who takes more power, I am not part of that argument. If Tanzania needs the power more, they take it. They pay for it. They will not take it free. What's the problem? So, if they wanted 2 megawatts originally, now they want 4, they should get the 4. I authorize it now, here, now. If they want 6, take. If they want all 16, take, but they pay. What is the problem? Mnakuwa hupo kama watoto wadogo. Mnabishana kwenye mambo ambayo haina maana. We are already exporting power from Masaka to Bukoba. Tulianza mradi huo wa kuuza umeme Tanzania wakati wa mzee Hassan Mwinyi. Na wakati Rais Mkapa alikuja tuliongezea kuuza. Sasa kama tunauza umeme kule, kuna tofauti gani na hapa? What are you worrying about? Now, these other issues of moving from 14 to 16, I would really know what is the problem. Because the developers want to move to 16 from 14. Hii nayo inakuwa shida, inakuwa hapo. So I think really you should do the political and the bureaucratic classes in Africa must wake up. Otherwise, they will be overtaken by the demands of the people. Because the people want development, want transformation. The potential is there, but the ones in charge are not seeing it. So I want to thank His Excellency Magufuli, because you hear, we started on this in 2005, nothing could move. Until you are saying 2018, that's when President Magufuli came, and I told him, I said, oh, you know, Magufuli will waste no time. He authorized it. And when Samia came, we went ahead. So nawashukuru sana. Sasa Mheshimiwa Rais, hawa watu walituambia pale chini, maybe I say this in English. These people told us that the flow of the water here is 384 cubic meters per second. Is it 384? 3 what? Huh? Yes. It is 384 cubic meters of water per second. If you compare with the Ginger, where the Nile comes out of the lake, it is normal about, even sometimes it goes up to 1,000 cubic meters per second. But this one is good enough because this is just a branch of the Nile. Now they are saying they are using only 110. Is that so? They are using 110 of the 384 cubic meters per second to generate this electricity. My question is, why can't you do more? What is the problem? Can you tell me that? Come. Soko, maybe.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond, Your Excellency. So, right now, indeed, the plant is using around liters per second. The design flow of the plant, so what the plant can consume at 16 megawatts, I believe, is at around 240 cubic meters per second. So there's always a bit of a margin that one leaves.
Oh, it can go to 240.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And what we are doing now is we are not generating at full capacity because some units were taken off. We were in the middle of an outage, and then we were preparing for this inauguration. So some of the units are not operational. And anyway, we will be using all of the water in the design flow as the demand picks up to 16 megawatts. We're taking good care of your resource here.
Thank you. Now,
thank you very much.
When I was, because as I've told you, I grew up here, and I've been operating here for a long time. Those hills of Tanzania, of Karagwe, and these ones here, at Shungezi, which they are talking about, they leave a small gap like this. So at one time, I had a bad plan in my head of building a dam across those hills, which would submerge all these people in the water, this area here, turn it into a dam. Do you think that is a possible idea or what? Huh? Mutaram expert.
What we prefer to do is find an optimal solution between environmental and social concerns as well as...
But is it possible to do that before you come for the environment or what? If we did that, what would be the yield? If we block, because these hills you can block them like this.
The Nsongezi project, as it has been contemplated, effectively creates a bit of a dam there. If you were to raise the dam very high, you would flood a very large area, so that would not be feasible in my opinion.
But how much would we generate?
I don't want to be throwing out figures, but you've got a very mighty river here. So if one created a very large dam, you could get a lot of megawatts out of it.
Yes, because you see, I went to Ghana. There is a river there called the Volta River. That Volta River is not as strong as the Kagera. But the famous dam, which was built by Nkrumah, which saved Ghana, the Akosombo Dam, you can go and check on the internet. It generates 1,300 megawatts from a very small river, not like this one here, which is so powerful. So I was always having this bad plan in my head. I didn't tell anybody, it's only now that I mentioned it. Because now what they are doing, they have not built a big dam. But when I was always passing there, where the hills of Karagwe almost meet the ones of Uganda, I had that idea in my head. But anyway, by having a minimum blockage, we can get 16 megawatts from here, get 38 from there. Let's start with that one. But second, furthermore, Your Excellency, as you are coming, this land is special, this area. As you hear, it is called Isingiro. There is also Isingiro on the Tanzanian side, 18 miles from the river here. Inside there is part of Tanzania called Isingiro. What Isingiro means is that during the tribal wars, when these chiefs of ours were fighting among themselves, the one who doesn't want to fight would withdraw to the hill area, which was easier to defend. Isingiro, Okusingwa, to where you withdraw to. That's why they call it Isingiro here. They call it Isingiro even on the Tanzanian side. Now, this is because of the hills. Now, as you saw when you were coming, there's a lot of cultivation of bananas on top of the hills. But if we were to irrigate, we have done some experiments somewhere, without irrigation, you produce 5.3 tons per hectare of bananas. But when you irrigate, you go up to 53 tons per hectare. So on the Uganda side, we are trying to see how we can get this Kagera water pumped up to a high ground, and then we use it for irrigation on those banana plantations you saw. So if we can do it also on the Tanzanian side, the Banyambo people, I think it would be a very good idea. We could, on our side, we are trying to work on it, but I think we could share that idea. But secondly, or furthermore, this area, in the geological terms, is called the Ankole-Karagwe geological system. It is unique. The geologists will tell you if you call them. It is similar to the Katanga geological system in Congo, where there are a lot of minerals in Katanga, copper, what. So those people like Kawagambe there would tell you that most of the minerals which are found in Congo can be found here because of the same structure of the geology. And indeed, there are a lot of minerals. In Cherwa there, they are always mining tins here, tin, and so on. A lot of minerals in the ground. But that one now creates a problem for the people to some extent. If you try to make boreholes of water in the ground, the water will be salty. So that's why we need to take water from the surface to those people instead of boreholes, because the underground water may not be suitable because of the minerals. So there's also that side of how we can see how we can work in this area. So therefore, I want to really congratulate Her Excellency, but starting with His Excellency Magufuli, because that's when we started moving. That's when the government of Tanzania allowed us, because this is a shared river. The boundary is in the middle of the river. So you could not do a project on the river without the permission of the other brother. So the Tanzanian government could not allow these people to move. We had to wait for all those years. But when His Excellency Magufuli came, he allowed us, and then Her Excellency Samia has concluded it, as you can see. So I want to thank them so much, because we are finally beginning to use this river the way it should be used. Now, on the side of the companies, this price of 8.5 cents per unit is not a Christian idea. What can we do about this eventually? How can we bring it down? Because we are insisting that power, especially for manufacturing, should be about 5 cents. For nightclubs, I don't mind. It can go to 8 cents and so on. But, so what do you say about the cost? Because when we build dams with the Chinese, like the Karuma you are hearing about, the production cost is 4.8 cents. Karuma, the one the minister was talking about, 4.8 cents. Isimba, 4.8 cents. Now, our partners, the Germans and our other friends, how can we make this electricity cheaper? What witchcraft can we use? Huh? Berkeley, what do you say? Where's Berkeley?
Right here. I think it's a complex question, but it's an important target that you said. So
because you remember, your Bujagari was definitely un-Christian, because it started with 13 cents. It has now come to, I hear, 8 cents or what? Where is it now, Minister? Huh? 8 point? Okay. So this one is, because we need cheap electricity, especially for manufacturing. There's no way we can have expensive electricity and then you want us to get out of poverty. No. So you study this, see how we can, because with the Chinese loans, which we use, we're able to produce power at 4.8, 4.7. Now our old dams, where we have already paid the debts, we are able to have power at 1.2 cents. So this is really the only issue I want to advise the developers about, and their financiers, like the European Union groups. Because the water is here, so now the only expensive part is the cost of money. If the cost of money is expensive, that's how you can get this expensive power. Now, finally, tunangojea ndugu zetu wa Tanzania kutukomboa kutoka kwenye ukosefu wa gasi. Sisi huko Uganda tuko na kila kitu. There is nothing under heaven which we don't have. Hao Waganda ni watajiri sana, wako na kila kitu. Ndio na wakota mwingine wanakuwa kwenye night club wanaburudika. They have very easy life. chakula nini wako lakini gas yetu haitoshi. Tuko na gas where there is petroleum, lakini haitoshi. Tena tunataka gas ya chuma cha pua. Chuma cha pua, waliniambia kwamba kwa Swahili hawana neno la obutari. Obutari is iron ore. Wanajiita chuma cha pua. Tunataka gas kutengeneza chuma, steel. Tunataka gas kwa mbolea. Tunataka gas kwa cooking and all that. So tunangojea kununuliwa kutoka ndugu zetu wa Tanzania. Huko tumewapelekea mafuta na nyinyi mtupelekee gas. Huyu ndio undugu wa daima. Asante sana, asante kuja, asante Mheshimiwa Rais kuja kututembelea. Congratulations. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Your Excellencies, it would be a great honor if you could just kindly step forward, and we also ask the Ministers of Energy from Tanzania and Uganda to join their Excellencies for a photo opportunity. We'd also like to ask Ms. Iris Naber, together with Cornelia Penzel, Country Director of KfW, Mr. Giulio Parolini, with Mr. Luca Ballion. Could you kindly also just prepare? We'd like to kindly take these pictures before we have our national anthems, and then we invite you all for lunch. So could we kindly commence with the Ministers of Energy? Ministers of Energy, please. So we'll start with the Ministers of Energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first picture will be the Ministers of Energy together with their Excellencies. Thank you. Could we have Miss Iris Naber together with Cornelia Penzel, together with I can see everybody's in the picture now. I think this is one big happy family. Leadership of Isinjiro, could you kindly also? Yes. The Cherwa family, please. The team from